speed on the latest in sports. I'm Denise Tan. The Premier Volleyball League is back with a triple-header Sunday with Creamline, a Signal, and new team Next Led racking up opening day wins. Here's the story. The Premier Volleyball League returned Sunday for its season-ending All-Filipino Conference. New team Next Led Chameleons debuted right away in the very first game of opening day as they took on the Jerflor Defenders. The Chameleons, comprising of seasoned campaigners and rising stars, controlled the game from the get-go. The team continued to do so until the end, racking up a 25-18, 25-14, and 25-19 sweep. Former FAU Tamarao Laika Ebon, who spent the last three conferences on Akari's bench, made the most of her opportunity with 14 points on the back of 12 hits and 2 blocks. Joanna Maraginot chipped in 11 markers as the two were the only double-digit scorers in the game. In the post-game, Maraginot noted the opportunities being given to other players as the league continues to expand.
We have a lot of volleyball players in the Philippines, and not everybody gets a chance to play in the PVL. And now, because of the addition of more teams, now they get this chance, and mas mapapaganda, I think, yung competition kasi hindi na siya, I guess hindi na siya yung parang hindi na alam na natin agad kung sino yung mananalo, ganyan. Kasi every conference, every year, I think the level of the competition gets higher. So I think that's good for everyone.
In the second game, the Signal HD Spikers opened their campaign without two stars Rachel Andakis and Jovelyn Gonzaga. Without their two anchors, Signal was able to score a 4-set win over sister club PLDT high-speed hitters. The game was tied at 1 set apiece before the HD Spikers rallied towards the victor in the third and fourth frames. Final score, 25-16, 20-25, 25-21, and 25-20. Ces Molina shone for the team, racking up a game-high of 20 points. She was backstopped by 12 points each from Vanessa Gandler and Tony Rose Basas.
Again, it's a team effort. Hindi namin magagawa to nang ako lang. Syempre with the help of my teammates. Sa training pa lang talagang pinagpa-practice na namin to. And although wala si Ate Rachel, Ate Jobs, and Ate Jella, talagang nag-step up yung mga teammates ko. And
in the main game, defending champions Creamline Pool Smashers likewise scored the victory in 4 sets over the Chocomucho Flying Titans. Besides a loss in the extended third set, Creamline dominated and asserted mastery over Chocomucho. Final 25-18, 25-16, 24-26, and 25-21. Bernadette Pons showed out in that game, scoring 22 points to lead all scorers. Michelle Gumabao chipped in 20 markers as well. Two of the team's stars, Eliza Valdez and Tots Carlos, played sparingly and combined for just 7 points. This is the Cool Smashers' 9th straight win over Chocomucho. PVL All-Filipino Conference action resumes on Tuesday at the Smart Araneta Coliseum. Game day begins at 3 p.m. with the Cherry Tigo crossovers going head-to-head against the Farm Fresh Foxies. After that, the FTU Logistics Cargo Movers will go up against the Akari Chargers at 5 p.m. And in the last game, the Petrogas Angels will face new team Galleries Tower High Risers. Catch the games live on One Sports, One Sports Plus, and Pilipinas Live app. The camp of Gilas naturalized player Justin Brownlee is preparing an appeal. That's after the Asian Games Pinoy hero failed a doping test. Reports say Brownlee's team is now in the process of gathering documents, including a list of medications taken by the cager while recuperating from an injury. Brownlee went under the knife to remove bone spurs from his ankle before his Asian stint. A second sample from JB is also set to be tested in the coming days. It will confirm the carboxy-THC compound found in his body during the first doping test. Carboxy-THC is formed after the intake of cannabis or marijuana. If positive again, Brownlee is facing a ban from competitions of up to 2 years. This suspension could still be reduced, according to a sports lawyer.
And you get to prove during the hearings with the cast that you took it out of competition and it had nothing to do with sports performance. You can be your 2 years can be reduced to just 3 months. And it can even be reduced to 1 month suspension or ineligibility if you do like an anti-doping seminar or training or do a bit of rehab for it.
The Philippines bagged third place in the women's doubles division of the 2023 World Bowling Championships in Kuwait. The Philippine women's bowling team was swept by Singaporean foes in 2 games during the semi-final but will still go home with a bronze. Grace Gelia and Krija Makatula surrendered to Colleen P. and Nu Wei Fen. The other Singaporean team of Daphne and Sherry Tan ruled the competition after defeating their compatriots. On their way to the semis, the Pinay scored a total of 1,077 pinfalls behind an average of 215.4. Teams from Singapore, China, Denmark, Canada, and Colombia were eliminated in the process. We're taking a timeout. The game on One News Now will return after a quick break. Stay tuned. You're still watching the game on One News Now. I'm Denise Tan. Thanks for joining us. Olympian EJ Obiena's team is mulling his next move after getting accused of doping. Obiena posted a screenshot of a comment from a post. There, Anais Lavilleni accused the number 2 pole vaulter of doping. She is the wife of former pole vault world record holder and 2012 Olympic gold medalist Renaud Lavilleni of France. The account, though, was silent when asked if she is accusing Obiena of using performance-enhancing drugs. In his own post, the Pinoy athlete vehemently denied the accusation, noting his disappointment and anger over the matter. Obiena says his team is now exploring their options, including legal ones, to address the issue. Speaking of EJ Obiena, I got to sit down with him fresh off his historic stint in the Asian Games in China. The Pinoy Pride talked about the experience as well as plans for his Olympic campaign. Watch this.
First off, I want to know how you are, how the past 2 weeks has been for you. I know the calendar is probably full and the schedule is tight.
It's been pretty hectic, trying to accomplish as much as I can in the time that I have here in Manila. And yeah, trying to cover my bases before I leave and make sure that everything is all good and yeah, pretty much just hammering it down while I can.
So as I mentioned earlier, you did win the Asian Games gold. You made history, but not only that. Of course, you're setting the bar real high for the other athletes, especially young Filipino athletes who now look at you as an inspiration. How are you taking all these in?
I think I'm taking the win pretty okay. But being an inspiration is, I think, a bigger responsibility. You literally have the power to shape future generations. And yeah, right now I'm focusing more on how I could be a better athlete, more than just being an inspiration. That I still haven't figured out and how to do my best. And yeah, it's still, how do you say, it's still something that's new for me. And yeah, I'm trying to know how to fill those shoes.
You won the country's first gold in the 2023 Asian Games. How do you rank this gold as compared to the other things that you've achieved in the past?
Because of the way it was narrated, the way I was positioned to be the heavy favorite, it didn't feel like that. It felt that I needed to want this medal. It didn't feel like it's mine. It's almost an opposite thing.
What were you thinking before and after you cleared the 5.90 meter mark?
Oh, the 5.90 was easy. That was the easy part. I think that was an icing on the top of the cake. And I didn't need to jump that. It was more for me to experience the crowd.
Yeah.
I wanted to live with that emotion. I want to take that opportunity, having 80,000 people focus on one event, focusing on me. I want to feel that. I want to understand how to perform and how does this situation feel, so that if I am ever in that position again, it's easier for me. That's what I wanted to do.
It seemed like you were having a lot of fun.
Well, it ended up being totally opposite of what I expected. So
How come?
I was expecting thousands of boos, not claps.
Really?
I was thinking if I go toe to toe with the Chinese guy, I'm gonna get booed by the crowd for sure. It might be a couple thousand Filipinos there, but the majorities are Chinese, and I would understand. I mean, you've seen how Philippine basketball is and FIBA and all of this. I mean, I expected boos, and when people were cheering for me to jump, it was a totally different experience.
Right now, how's the preparation like for you for the Paris Olympics?
I'm still vacation mode right now. I'm still not thinking about it, but I know it's gonna be tough. In a few days, I need to start, and yeah, I understand what I would need to do. But right now, I'm just following what my coach also said: live a little, enjoy, because you're gonna need that energy.
Can I ask, when you say your coach is encouraging you to live a little, now what do you do to live a little?
Oh, I like playing tennis. I like playing. I was in paddle a while ago with Nico, and I was like, it was something that I like to do. It's also just not having, how do you say, a plan for the next 5 months of your life. It's something that's very interesting for me. I'm very happy. The way my life kind of works is very planned because I'm aiming to be, what I aim to be, and it takes this. But right now I have at least 2 weeks to be a human being.
Catch my full interview with EJ Obiena in a few minutes. That conversation is from Long Take, which comes to you daily at 3:30 to 4:30 p.m. Only here on One News. Get your fill of the latest in sports at onesports.ph. Meantime, the news day continues later at 4:30 p.m. See you then. I'm Denise Tan. We are One News.